Welcome to One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the headlines at this hour. The impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte resumes on July 13 with the prosecution presenting its second witness. For the details, we have mobile journalist Amy Atienza. Amy, tell us about preparations for Monday's trial.
Yes, Diego, hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa nga rin fully disclosed yung magiging strategy ng House Prosecution Panel, pati na rin ang kanilang counsel pagdating dito sa susunod na linggo ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero naniniwala sila na ito ngang mga ebidensya na ipepresenta nila ay magiging sapat para nga mas ma-justify yung ika-4 na article of impeachment pertaining to the grave threats and inciting to sedition of Vice President Sara Duterte against the government. So far, kanina ay nakausap na rin natin yung ilan sa mga House prosecutors kasama si Representative Terry Ridon at Representative Joel Chua, at nasabi nila na patuloy naman na i-maximize din nila itong 11 trial dates para nga maipakita at maipresenta lahat ng dokumento at ebidensya kaugnay nitong grave threats ni VP Sara laban nga sa gobyerno.
Well, although alam naman natin, Amy, na hindi nila dinidisclose kung ano yung strategy nila, but may idea ka ba kung anong ma-expect natin sa second witness? I think NBI Regional Director yun, no, Amy?
Yes, Diego, ito ngang si NBI Regional Director from BARM na si Attorney Jeremy Lotok ang kanilang inimbitahan para nga sa Lunes. Yan ay sa pagpapatuloy nga ng impeachment trial ni VP Sara. At ang ina-expect lang din naman natin ay almost similar din daw doon sa, yun nga, nakita natin with the NBI Senior Agent John Mark Calilong, kung saan mas tatanungin sila tungkol doon sa magiging sa sinagawa nilang investigasyon pagdating dito sa press conference na isinagawa ni Vice President Sara Duterte dated November 23, 2024. So yun din yung tinitingnan natin na line of questioning. Though may nakita rin tayo at narinig natin nung third day ng impeachment trial kung saan may naipresenta agad ang defense na documents na supposedly daw ay ipepresent ng prosecution para kay Lotok. So yun yung ina-expect pa natin na makikita natin. Most likely ito ay pertaining din doon sa affidavits at saka doon sa processes of investigation na ginawa nga para ma-authenticate itong press conference video from the Meta.
Well, nung Monday, nung present yung unang witness, dapat magka-cross-examine din the same day yung defense panel, no? Yung panel for the counsel. Pero na-move siya to the next day. Ngayon, this week, I heard the Senate is trying to speed it up a little. So, may expect ba natin same-day cross-examination ng defense kay NBI Director?
Yes, Diego, yan nga din yung inaasahan na proseso pagdating dito sa impeachment for the next week. So ang naging summons din kasi ay for Monday itong si NBI Director Lotok ang makikita. So dahil nga siya na yung sinabpi na rin, ay expected nga na magkakaroon ng examination and cross-examination on the same day. Kasi sa susunod na araw, si Attorney Zuleika Lopez naman from the Office of the Vice President, Chief of Staff, yung expected na magkaroon ng kanyang testimonies pagdating pa rin dito sa grave threats and destabilization. So mas makikita natin na mas magiging malaman per se yung magiging trial pagdating ng Monday. Pero yun nga nung tinanong din naman natin si Representative Zia Lontodyong na siya namang impeachment prosecution spokesperson kung on time pa rin naman daw yung magiging trial. Sabi niya sapat pa rin naman daw yung natitirang trial dates para nga ma-examine at ma-cross-examine yung mga gusto nilang witnesses pagdating dito sa trial at lalong-lalo na doon sa article number 4 na. Diego.
Ay, nabanggit mo nga si Attorney Zuleika Lopez, no? Na-confirm na ba kung mag-appear siya, kung mag-testify?
Yes, dahil nga may subpoena na rin naman na ibinigay ang impeachment court kay Attorney Zuleika Lopez. Expected talaga na magpakita si Attorney Lopez pagdating nga doon sa ikalawang araw. So Tuesday siya, ine-expect talaga na magpakita sa harap ng Senate Impeachment Court para nga mag-testify kaugnay nitong video pa rin ni VP Sara doon sa kanyang press conference noong 2024. Kung makikita lang din kasi natin no, yung naging cross-examination ng defense noong Wednesday, ay nakikita na rin natin nakasama doon si Attorney Lopez sa naging press conference. Meron siyang mga video clips na sinasabi din naman ng prosecution team ay nag-justify lang no how crucial Attorney Lopez will be as a witness for this particular article of impeachment.
All right, thank you for that report, mobile journalist Amy Atienza. In the meantime, the Senate Committee on Basic Education is moving to fast-track the comprehensive school safety bill. That's amid growing concerns over campus security. Mobile journalist Merimon Reyes with the report.
The Senate Committee on Basic Education held a joint public hearing on Thursday to tackle several measures that will be consolidated into a proposed School Safety Act. Committee Chairman Senator Bam Aquino said this is in response to a string of violent incidents in schools, including Tacloban school shooting, campus stabbings, bullying-related violence, as well as the deaths of 2 Ateneo student-athletes during an off-campus team-building activity.
Walang paaralan kahit anong antas ang maaaring maging kampante pagdating sa kaligtasan ng mga estudyante. Ang mga paaralan ay dapat ligtas. Ang mga estudyante ay dapat ligtas. At ang School Safety Act ay dapat gawing prioridad ng ating gobyerno.
Aquino said lawmakers want the proposed law to expand the Anti-Bullying Act by strengthening campus security through additional CCTV cameras, security personnel, emergency response protocols, mental health services, and closer coordination among schools, LGUs, and law enforcement agencies. In the case of the Tacloban school shooting, where over 600 students were processed, 38 are now classified as high risk for severe post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. The Department of Social Welfare and Development also confirmed that the 2 underage perpetrators from the Tacloban shooting are currently under strict, heavily guarded protective custody outside Tacloban City, where they are undergoing a rigorous psychological assessment by specialized child psychologists. Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian meanwhile reiterated his proposal to prohibit the use of mobile phones and other electronic gadgets during class hours, arguing that while technology has educational benefits, excessive gadget use affects students' social interaction and learning.
Kaakibat nitong mga gadgets na ito ay social media. Kaakibat nitong mga gadgets na ito ay yung mga games. Ang games ngayon rin ay kakaiba na. Mas violente, mas creative, mas realistic, at pwede silang makipaglaro sa mga tao na nasa ibang bansa. Hindi lang yung pagbaband ng gadgets, kung hindi, pagbibigay ng mas maraming oras sa bata para makipagkaibigan, makipag-socialize, magamit ang kanyang oras sa pag-aaral.
The Department of Education backed the proposed legislation and reported that it has already implemented new school safety measures through Department Order No. 6 series of 2026. However, according to its initial audit, only around 36% of schools currently have CCTV systems, while just about 3 out of 10 schools employ security guards. There came also the need for additional personnel, perimeter fencing, metal detectors, and better monitoring of surveillance systems.
The tragic incident in Tacloban City served as a critical turning point that prompted the Department of Education to strengthen coordinated and decisive action to reinforce school safety nationwide.
The hearing also examined the June 8 drowning deaths of Ateneo Blue Eagles players Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili during a team-building activity in Dibaculaw, Aurora. The Philippine National Police told senators that its investigation is still ongoing, especially noting discrepancies on Baterbonia's time of death. An emotional Ateneo President Father Roberto Yap also appeared before the inquiry and apologized for the tragedy, saying the university continues to provide financial, pastoral, and psychosocial support while cooperating with ongoing investigations.
We unequivocally condemn these acts because they only deepen the pain of those already grieving by spreading disinformation and causing further harm. Our support for those affected does not diminish our commitment to care for every member of our community while the legal processes are ongoing. Beyond the legal and regulatory processes, our objective is to understand what happened, learn from this tragedy,
Proposals to strengthen safety standards for student athletes include mandatory risk assessments, emergency preparedness, and minimum safety requirements for school-sponsored training camps, sports activities, and other off-campus programs. These measures, together with provisions on campus security, digital safety, anti-bullying policies, and mental health services, will form a comprehensive school safety act that the Senate hopes to pass within the next 2 months. They said ensuring a safe environment for students is no longer just an educational issue, but a matter of national survival. Kapatid Mobile journalist Mary Mon Reyes, we are One News.
On to another story. The International Criminal Court has canceled the July 14 status conference of former President Rodrigo Duterte. ICC Pretrial Chamber 3 said the conference was called off after the parties informed the court that there were no matters requiring its attention at the stage of the proceedings. The next status conference is scheduled for September 16, while the trial is set to begin on November 30. Duterte faces 3 counts of crimes against humanity over alleged killings linked to his anti-drug campaign between 2013 and 2018. Back here at home, the Strat-based institute hosted a high-level forum to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the 2016 arbitral ruling. For the details, we have mobile journalist Fatima Baduria. Fatima, sino ba nag-attend ng event na yan?
Diego, in commemoration of the 2016 arbitral ruling in favor of the Philippines, a Strat-based institute convened government officials, diplomats, and representatives from the defense sector to talk about how the Philippines can uphold this legal victory from 10 years ago. Now, this was the ruling that China has no legal basis for its 9-line claim and has no business fishing in Philippine waters. So earlier in this high-level conference, we saw Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro, even AFP Chief of Staff Romeo Bronner Jr., and even former Justice Antonio Carpio to talk about how the Philippines or how this ruling has affected the Philippines and its implications over the last 10 years, Diego.
Yes, Fatima, did they talk about, or any government officials talk about yung recent scholars' claim ng China, no, from China, that yung Batanes is part of China through Taiwan?
Yes, Diego. As I mentioned, Gilberto Teodoro was here, and he delivered actually the keynote for this event. And actually, when we asked him about this, he says that naturally we have to push back. And because according to him, this claim is going against international law, even the Constitution. And he even said that perhaps we can check whether the Chinese scholars who said this were in their right minds when they said this. And perhaps now we can play the video and listen to what he said on the matter.
Hindi lamang ito labag sa international law, hindi labag sa ating saligang batas, o hindi labag sa normal na pag-iisip ng tao. Kaya yung gumawa niyan, palagay ko, si Secretary Herbosa, idulog natin na kung ano ang diferensya sa tao.
Yes, Fatima, given the medyo heightened or medyo umiigting ang pushback ng China in claiming several of our, trying to claim several of our territories, ano ngayon ang plano ng Department of National Defense to strengthen our efforts against these threats?
Diego, earlier during Teodoro's keynote, he mentioned that there might be the need for realigning the national budget to accommodate the defense strategies. But alongside this, both Teodoro and Bronner mentioned how since the start of the Marcos administration, they have been working towards focusing not only in our internal security, but also in our external security. And in line with this, they plan to increase their monitoring and to strengthen their presence in the West Philippine Sea because they say that it needs to be sustained and for them to be constantly present around the area. So this is their way of continuing to uphold this legal victory, Diego.
All right, thank you for that, mobile journalist Fatima Baduria. We also give you a quick look at stories from our media partners. On to the Philippine Star, Ateneo told the Labor Department that former coach Tab Baldwin served as an independent consultant. The university denied having control over his coaching methods. Dole is checking if Baldwin needed an alien employment permit despite his permanent resident status. The agency will review additional documents before deciding on the case, which stemmed from the drowning of student athletes Divine Adili and Rene Baterbonia. On Business World, the Finance Department announced that the Philippines secured a $60 million grant from the U.S. Millennium Challenge Corporation, or MCC, an independent foreign assistance agency. The funding is meant to improve energy security, electricity governance, and investment climate. Sunny Africa, Executive Director of think tank Ibon Foundation, told Business World that the broader structural changes are still needed for lasting economic resilience. For more details of these stories, you can visit the social media pages of the Philippine Star and Business World. Do check out as well the social media platforms of One News PH for the very latest headlines. We'll be back at the top of the hour for the day's headlines. I'm Diego Castro. We leave you with projected oil price adjustments for next week.